All right, everyone, components are starting to go on, or parts and pieces that I've planned for the GT3 RS are starting to go on. I decided to do new brakes, and it's kind of hard to find a lot of the stuff, a lot of the parts and pieces of this. I have all the catalogs or the service manual, and I have all the parts catalog and stuff, but you know, even then it's kind of hard to tell you're getting the right thing. And so there was a guy on Renlist who had for sale a rebuilt set of calipers. The problem is they took an impact. You'll see, way better than what we got, you know, way better than what's on the car. But we're gonna remove all the wheels, and then I'm gonna actually be swapping for the BBSs as well. So the last things to do on this are, well, there's a lot of things to do on it still, but we've got, I'm gonna determine, I need to look at the pads as well, because I fear these pads aren't the correct pads, so I might end up ordering those. We'll see how this goes. But new center lock nuts, new little air guides underneath. We put those on. Got optimal pace. We got some rags, Castrol SRF. I've had a bunch of this laying around. The Motive power bleeder, and you need the European adapter for this car. Luckily, I was smart enough to buy that ahead of time. I wasn't sure if I had it or not. And I'm switching from PS4Ss to Cup 2s. So we're going to swap all that. And while I got the car in the air, I'll probably swap the front lip as well. Get this thing all put together.
It's great. I think if you have one of these cars, you need to have one of these. No doubt.
So I'm going to do some Ultra, Crystal Serum Ultra. We'll clean it with some Build Hammer cleanser fluid, and I'm going to coat the calipers before I put them on. Well, Mike's taking the wheels off using the Lion tool from High Torque. So what do I need here? I need the towel. I need some gloves. Some new gloves to try out. Using some they have graphene in them. That makes them extra special. That's the long hand. Let's do this. I don't know if I'm gonna like these for coating. Let's try it out. So let me clean these off first. Fingerprints and all that off of them, so that way they'll accept the coating as good as possible. Yeah, this is really gonna make the car look great. The new wheels, new looking calipers. Man, this is gonna be good. I would feel like $1 million had they not taken a couple dings. So the thesis, the methodology here on any giveaway car that I'm doing is what is acceptable to me? What would I have done if I was going to keep this car? Everybody's like, just get them powder coated. It's not that freaking simple. Who? Where? When? How long? How much? So just powder coat them. Everybody's always good at making suggestions with my money and my time, but they wouldn't actually do it themselves. So we're just gonna roll with the way they are. As you'll see in a minute, how much better these are than the ones that are on there.
Yeah, the ones that are on there have been heated too, because they're different yellow.
Well,
they've gotten hot.
That yellow's probably correct. This one's probably not.
You think?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's definitely more muted on this. I think those will look.
So now, let's coat them. So I'm using Crystal Serum Ultra. I got a towel to wipe. And I'm gonna use a little applicator. Of course, I don't have any over here, do I? God dang it. Oh, we'll steal some from the Car Pro. The key is when you're doing any coating, you need to have nitro rubber gloves. If you have latex gloves, the coating will eat right through it in like 2 freaking seconds. So normally, because you can't get this stuff, this is pro only. So normally I would do CarPro Deluxe on here, but I have an open bottle of this, so I might as well use it. And this stuff is freaking fantastic. All you do is clean it, wipe it on, wipe it off. And getting easier than that. Well, you'd need to be a pro to do this, but you just have to move relatively quickly with this stuff. And single layer of this, not 2, and then I'll put a layer of XO, a new prototype XO on top of this. And that'll just help make it easier to clean in the future. Especially, you know, the carbon ceramics. I won't need to use any real heavy duty wheel cleaners. You could just use the soap you're washing the car with if you wanted to. With that. Just that extra little 10-minute step on each caliper before you install it will make it look nicer, cleaner, longer.
So I'm just pulling the caliper off. Got these nuts. The caliper slides straight off like this. I've already got the wear pad sensor disconnected. I'm going to loosen this one and crack open the brake line. Leave that just a little bit on there so it can't, not that it would fall off, but I would not want that to happen. So it looks like it's 10 millimeter. So we should have fuel line wrenches for that. Here we go. That's what you want to use. I think it's probably a 10. It certainly is. So now I got to get something to put under there because this brake fluid is going to run out of there. There we go. They look pretty new.
Yeah, but I mean, is that an OE correct pad or are they some aftermarket jank? Looks like an aftermarket.
Made in Germany.
These are Pagids. Like, my fear is these are not carbon ceramic pads.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. It's like they look right.
Yeah, this is correct.
It's correct? Yeah. Like, look at those. Those are so beat. Jeez. They didn't look that bad on the car, but now they're off. Wow. They're junk.
Because those are $900 pads. Or, yeah.
I assume this was already here, right?
Yep.
All right. Not that you see that, but.
Yeah. And these are cleaned, like deep cleaned.
Yeah, and they're pretty bad.
Those pads are pretty new too, so. I mean, there's a possibility they're original pads. You know, because this car had steel brake, steel rotors on it the whole time. Dry ice cleaning, new center lock nut. I mean, that's where it's at. New tires.
Are you gonna put cup 2s on it?
It's already on it, ready to go. Road Force precision balance by yours truly. All this stuff I'm doing could have been done by just buying a car that wasn't jacked up.
Where's the fun in that, though?
I don't know, it's pretty fun.
What, buying one that's not jacked up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's steam that off, yeah. It's pretty fun. So I gotta do, once we get this done, then I do an alignment. And I decided to just do the headers, header and exhaust. I'm not doing the plenum and all that business. It's too much effort for too little payoff.
63 right there. I don't know about that. I don't know, man. It seemed like a lot. Yeah, so it was right there. I'd say we're good. I don't want to tighten any more than that. That's pretty tight. If it falls off with 61.5 foot-pounds, it can sue me. Riveting stuff,
yeah,
Mike.
Yeah, an eventful install here. We need some drama.
Like, you want me to drop stuff or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, I'm trying to avoid this, but I have to buy some new ones. These are like 230 bucks for the set.
Yeah.
But they're not.
They're not. This one's got a big scratch in it right there.
Mm-hmm. There's just too much orange in the...
Yeah. Like, I guess the old calipers match this, right, theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
But they're dull compared to that.
Yeah. I mean,
that's kind of in between.
The rears are probably pretty accurate of what the actual color is supposed to be like that. Like that.
Yeah. All right.
But
well,
like with the spring in the right spot, all that, like all the links, the end links and all that was all like caked with dirt and rubber and mud, you know, just gross.
Yeah.
Now it looks like
proper.
Yeah. Darn close to new.
Yeah.
Like just look at that red spring there in the back that was like black.
Yeah. Yep. And all the aluminum looks new again.
Yep. Yeah, once I get, so actually while we're in there, let's frickin' take those stupid toe arms off. It's gonna throw the alignment off a little bit maybe, but, because these are like different, like this is like a 1/4 inch or 1/8, I think it was a 1/4 inch different on this side than that side.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I bet you Matt didn't do that.
That's the problem with this crap, is there's a real business opportunity. Just aggregate all this stuff and make it simple. Mm-hmm. You know, Suncoast is missing like 90% of the stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just have to call Suncoast and...
It's got a little bracket that bolts to the caliper that the brake line hose, and the looks like the pad wear sensor routes through it. So pulled that 10mm bolt out. Now it's just a matter of the brake line, and then it'll come off.
I have to take this thing apart because that's not right. Yeah, 41404. That's a 41405. Let's see, like if you look at the diagram, there is no 414, maybe. What is IXXG? It says something here, without option IXXG.
Big difference. I'd say those are a little beat up. Think, Michael? Ready to buy a GT3 RS? Car. Cinnamon rolls and car oranges. Mm-hmm. You want to photograph this before I put it back on?
I'll do the other one.
Okay.
The dust boots are bad.
Mm-hmm. That's because they've gotten hot.
You see that?
Oh yeah, they're cooked. They're cooked on the front too. Yeah, this one's like missing totally. This one's still partially on there. This one's pretty good, but that one's missing.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be like that.
No, it's not. Not supposed to be like that, Mike. All right, so the rear's done on the passenger side. I'm gonna do driver's side now. And it looks so much better. The back ones were beat up even more than the front. So I think it looks really, really, really good. Matt took off the GT3 decal that was here, GT3 RS, because it didn't really match anyway. So
I'm cleaning the thing up, getting ready to polish.
I was complaining about how dusty it was. I'm not working on dusty cars, so just taking care of business. All right, so I'm gonna do the driver's side rear, and then we're done with brakes, and we can bleed them.
I'm starting to think I'm gonna pull this freaking PPF off of this thing.
Really?
It would look better.
Yeah.
What morons are freaking cut your fingernails, losers.
No kidding, and don't stab your hand in there like you're gonna kill it.
What is wrong with people?
Ryan asked me when I brought in my truck to do, you want the door cups done, right? Nope, I don't. I don't jam my hands in there.
It's so stupid. Like, what are you doing? I still get to use the new flex tools I got and fix that. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see how it turns out. Got a new front lip to put on. Yeah, here's the demo of what they're gonna look like. I'll wipe the excess.
My drain pan's getting full, Mike. Nice drain pan, right? Strategically place the rags for maximum absorption.
In case you're wondering, I'm using McKees N914, which is a rinseless wash solution. It's diluted 128 to 1 in the bucket and 128 to 1 in the spray solution. So the car's not particularly super dirty. It's more just sort of dusty. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be doing this. Plus, I'm about to polish it, and it has PPF. But remember, treat your PPF like paint. You can scratch it just like you can scratch the painted surface, so try to avoid scratching if you can. But I'm doing a pre-spray, if you will, followed by, I'm gonna wipe them with a towel. And the way that this works is this surfactant here will encapsulate the dust and dirt, allowing me to rub it with a towel. Now, no pressure. I'm using 0 pressure on the towel. It allows me to use a towel like this. I have folded in 1/8 so I can do a fresh side. And I can wipe the surface without scratching. In many ways, this is safer than the soap and water. God dang you freaking idiots. It's gonna be interesting to see, after having had this, does this make me want one more? I mean, that's in theory what I'm expecting to happen. Or is this gonna get it out of my system? I don't know. I think I already did that. It's flipping around here. Wipe it off. It sure is cleaning up pretty well. So polishing, it's not the world's best paint PPF job, but it's not, I've definitely seen a lot worse. I mean, it's pretty good. You know, again, I wouldn't say it's world class, but it's pretty good. How are we doing on the G80 sale? Is that?
They are waiting for the buyer to sell his other vehicle. It's contingent upon that. So Scott is helping.
He did say he's coming to get it on Wednesday.
all the calipers are installed, brake lines are hooked up, so now we're gonna start bleeding brakes. So I'll fill the reservoir and then we'll use the pressure bleeder to go through and basically do a fluid flush and bleed all at the same time.
So I did a proper procedure of heating Castrol Optimal, which is basically a, I don't know if it's a high temp, yeah, I think it's a higher temperature anti-seize. But the procedure is to put a even, thin layer on threads and the face, and then also to lubricate the edge and then the inner threads, making sure that no threads are galled. You'd feel it because it'll rip your finger off. And so that's the procedure. So now these new center locks are ready to go. The old center locks I punted in the trash. These are gonna look real pretty. I get it on there with the wheels nice and clean.
Theory is about 15 PSI, which is needle straight up and down. Start with the right rear, which is the furthest away. Yeah. Cool. I think these are 10 millimeter. Yep. Outboard side first, since it's the furthest. So much easier than having someone in the car pumping brakes. A lot easier on the master cylinder too. Look at all that air.
We don't use any tools here, Mike.
Nope, none.
No tools.
Why do you have them? Just to look at?
No tools used.
Just for looking at.
Why do you have this lift?
Lift installed on subpar concrete install.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I might stay late and just polish this whole thing tonight. You take the front seat out, try to fix the leather. A little extra butt space on that stool.
Some dirty fluid.
Yeah, what else is new? There's a lot of dirty in this car that's now clean.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like a light restoration, really.
Yeah, this is like it's like an abused dog, you know?
Yeah, and then you take it, you fatten her back up so its ribs aren't showing anymore.
Yeah.
Give her a nice bath, get all the fleas off of it.
Yep, that's what we're doing here. Make this thing real pretty. Brakes, brake fluid, trans definitely need to be changed. Oil, it's good. Nice little exterior polish and coating. New wheels, new brakes. What's going on out there?
I don't know. Sounds like someone's towing my truck.
They building a building or something? That's what the fluid's supposed to look like.
Yeah. What are we reading on that gauge? About 12?
Yeah.
And pump her up to 15 for me, please. Oh yeah, it's dirty. Mm-hmm.
Well, it might just be gold.
No, they're usually pretty light, like what you're putting in it.
I mean, if it's
been a minute.
It's like ATE super gold, it might be.
I don't know. And we've drained a lot of it out of it. It was just been sitting here static. It was draining in our drain box.
That's fine.
Uh-huh, it is. Something about doing brakes, because, you know, doing it this way, you feel like you really get it done right, you know? All fresh fluid. I just let it go for a little while so make sure there's no bubbles. We're swapping, yeah. Well, it's a little squirrely. And it's not going to be tracked, at least not by Maddie, so might as well put the street version on them.
What's the point of having them adjustable if you have the exact same length as the stock ones, though?
So you can tell everyone they're adjustable.
Yeah.
There's that one. Get a fresh one over here. Nice and fresh. All new stuff. Nothing but the best. Turn this on. Torque. That's it. Okay. Sweet. Looks fresh. Nice and fresh.
That's a good looking combo there. That's good. I ordered new ones of these because these things are unrepairable. Just new. Way better.
Take a seat and watch this happen here. I'm assuming Matt's position here.
It's the best position.
It is. It's a very, very rewarding position. Oh yeah. Yeah, that looks really good. Yep.
Yeah, those tires look so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Turn the thing, turn the wheel.
I like how it's got 19s in the rear. It looks meaty. The new ones are what, 21s? That looks good.
Yeah, that's real good.
Imagine winning this, dude. I mean, holy crap.
Cool. Yeah, about the only thing that'd be better is if it was like a, if it was like a 5,000 mile one.
Well, yeah. But
I wouldn't have been able to do all this fun video stuff though,
Yeah. I mean, it still has a ton of value, even though it's got,
yeah.
I mean, in any other world, 30,000 miles is low miles.
Well, now it's probably a $280,000 car.
Yeah.
So, more to come on this setup, but that's a wrap. I got all of basically everything mechanically is now up to date. Transmission, the rear tow arms, I have to get an alignment done. The wheels, the tires, TPMS is good. The brakes looks good. The brake pads are new. I mean, newish.
Fluid flush, oil change.
New fluid, oil, trans, diff, interior. I have to decide what I'm going to do with this tint. I'm going to polish the exterior here. I've already showed you what I'm going to do with polishing, so I don't think we'll need to make a video. I'm going to just come in here this weekend and work on it. I mean, I'll have this polished in 4 or 5 hours. But I will do a video for sure on the process of trying to repair the leather. So hopefully I can repair that within reason. And then I have to decide what I'm going to do with the windshield here. I mean, it's not leaking air, but it does have this little poke here that's kind of ugly. So I'd say that looks pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure to go to Renlist, check out the journal, for all the photos you see me taking of this. And then more to come as we get this thing set up the way it should be. See you on the next one.